Not Sold Separately is brought to you by Brooke
and Erika, two inseparable 20-somethings who haven't run out of things to talk about since 2001.
From little girls playing dress up to successful little sales reps, these two are ready to dish on dating,
Or lack thereof.
positivity,
Well, we try.
travel diaries,
Not without horror stories.
hot topics,
With hot takes.
and crawling up the corporate ladder.
Whether it's briefcases and stilettos or sweats and sneaks, this duo is sure to entertain,
We are here to remind you to take risks
build confidence,
and have fun because
it's just not that serious. Miracles happen once in a while when you believe in the Not Sold Separately podcast.
Oh, I like what you did there.
Welcome back for another episode,
Welcome,
folks.
welcome.
We're happy to have you.
Yes. So I have been indulging in the awards shows. You know, it's awards show season.
I feel like I get confused though every year because it's like in the fall, but then it's like in the winter, and then it's in the spring. I don't understand the season.
I think things got a little wonky because of the writer strike. Yes. So I think that's why you're thinking that. But normally they're all in the beginning of the year. So like right
That's what I
now
thought.
they're doing the
Yeah.
awards for like all of 2024. It always does confuse me though because like there's movies coming up like right up through Christmas and New Year's, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh well, there's the awards like right in the beginning of January.
Yeah, like you kind of get effed because then you don't have like your full press cycle done. So you would hope it is. But
Exactly. But listen, that
funky.
didn't stop Nicole Kidman for getting recognized for her new movie, Baby Girl, which that came out like very, very end of.
I have to watch that alone in like a dark closet.
Yeah.
I think.
I think
Right?
that's like a solo. I was very surprised that I think it's only in theaters, or it was only in theaters. I'm sure it's
Yes.
like
It'll
going to be
come to
coming out on streaming soon. But I mean, it seemed to have done well. Like it's getting attention and stuff. So good for
As
them.
Nikki Glazer said, shout out Keith Urban for playing your guitar so much that your wife felt compelled to make 18 movies in a year, practically.
You know what? She's been working OT, and we love her for it.
I think she actually just came out with a statement where she said she worked on those films over the course of 3 years. And when they told her, oh, we're releasing it in 24, she was like, are you effing kidding me? Like,
Yeah,
it's
that's
going to
funny.
seem like I did this all at the same time. But in reality, it was more spaced out. So
I never thought of it like that, but that makes a lot of sense.
it like doesn't, because you would think it would take the same lead time. But like, I guess it's different for a movie versus a TV series versus a,
Yeah, yeah, and depends on like the budget too. Because I know in her interviews on the carpet, she was saying like there was a very low budget for the film,
Baby Girl? Oh, yeah.
So yeah, but anyway, when I was watching the Golden Globes, all of a sudden, like you know, they have all the different presenters come out for all the different awards, and I see this bald king walk out, and I hear his voice, and immediately I'm like, oh my God, that's Vin Diesel. And I'm transported back
yes.
to none other than The Pacifier. I could recite that movie from beginning to end, having not seen it since probably 2010.
I fear this will come up a lot in this episode, but I have vivid memories of us watching that movie on the DVD players in the back of your mom's Trailblazer.
Oh my God, yes.
That was
like
one of the
our
ones in the
staple
rotation.
car movies. Yeah.
It was in the rotation for sure, and I still laugh at that movie to this day.
It's so iconic, and also because it's based off of like it has nodes to The Sound of Music, which is like one of the most
Yes.
iconic films ever. So it's just perfect in so many ways.
It
and
is.
the Girl Scouts, like, it's
And
so
the girl, which her name is escaping me at this present moment, but then she's also in Pitch Perfect.
good. Oh,
The teenage daughter.
Oh, Brittany Snow.
Thank you.
Yes.
Brittany
oh
Snow.
my God, I forgot
She's
she was
incredible.
In that. Oh my God.
Yeah, same girl. Just
Yeah.
when she was younger, but
Yeah. So if you can't tell, we're gonna be taking a trip down memory lane, specifically with movies. It's the winter. Everyone's ready to be cuddled up. So
I think we need to like teach you today
Yeah.
about all of our go-to films, but then some that might surprise you because I'm like weirdly into certain genres that you wouldn't expect.
Yes.
And I fear you are too.
Yep. You guys need to be educated. So
Yeah.
we're here to deliver. Okay. You're gonna have your
Yeah.
what do they call it in Pitch Perfect? Your movication, your movie education, whatever. It's from Pitch Perfect. If you know, you know. You know what I'm talking about.
I think I do.
Yeah. But anyway, so we're feeling inspired to give you all the scoop.
Absolutely.
Speaking of classic movies, though, such as Sound of Music, I recently decided I needed to see the film Les Mis because I had never seen it before.
This fucking moron.
I literally like harass my mom and my sister. I'm like, we need to watch it. We need to watch it. My mom's like, not in the mood, whatever. They're all kind of giving me the warnings, but I'm like, no. Like, I need to see it. I swear to you, I almost didn't make it past the 55-minute mark. I knew there was another 2 hours.
Oh, yeah.
I was deeply disturbed. I was sick to my stomach. I actually was crying. By the end of the movie, I did push through. I made it through.
It's not called Les Miserables for no reason.
I know. I underestimated like the level
of Miserables you'd be feeling.
Yeah, of disturbia. Like really.
I personally have not watched it start to finish, but I've seen
my
clips, and just the sheer time length of the film just was enough to say, I'm going to sit this one out.
Well,
and it's a musical.
Yeah.
Part
yeah.
2. I'm going to sit this one out.
Yeah.
Not a fan of a musical.
Well, the
Not
thing
a
is,
fan.
I enjoy musicals, right? I love The Sound of Music. It's a 3-hour movie. It's a musical.
Yeah, but in my head, that's not a musical. I know it is
Yeah.
technically by genre and craft, but in my head, it has more of a storyline that I care about and am invested in, which to me doesn't make it feel so like we're singing in a field.
Yeah. Well, I will say, now that I can compare and contrast, Les Mis is a lot more singing. Like, there's literally no
Dialogues.
words
Yeah.
spoken. So yeah, anyway, we can definitely release the raw footage of me absolutely sobbing at the movie's end. My sister captured this on the couch. She was cracking up.
I still haven't seen it yet, so it's going to be a surprise to all.
Yeah, so I will release it. Stop begging me. I'll release it. And
tell the fans.
Yeah, literally.
Not so fair.
My mom and my sister were cracking up at me because I'm a buffoon. Moron.
I mean, tell us something we don't know.
Right. So, but another thing that my family has binged in this winter era is the Hunger Games series.
Oh, it's on my list.
It was time to resurface and watch over again the Hunger Games. So we're not all the way through yet. We just watched Catching Fire, which is arguably the best. Literally the best in the whole thing.
Catching Fire is the best of the movies.
And you
in
know
the
what?
series.
I'm going to tell you now, especially if you are a fan, even if you're not, whatever. When you go, like, I've obviously seen the series 1,000,001 times. Now,
I didn't see the new one that came out, though, which was the prequel. I did not see that. I need to watch that.
You do.
Sorry to cut you off.
No, that's exactly what I'm going to say. You do need to watch the prequel one, but then you need to go back and watch Catching Fire because there were so many things
clues and links
as I was watching it, and I'm like, oh my god,
it's a quarter quell, right?
It pulls in so much. No, it wasn't a quarter quell. The prequel is only the 10th Hunger Games, so it wasn't a quarter quell or anything.
But did it drive rules for something? Okay, maybe not.
Basically, the similarities are the main character in the prequel one, which is The Ballads of Songbirds and Snakes. The main character is from District 12, which is where Katniss is from. So that's where like everything ties in. But
got it.
You'll understand when you watch them all. So, needless to say, that is like one of my top series of all time. I will watch it 1,000,001 times.
I think
it's amazing.
It combines like a great storyline from a novel. So it's like not just like someone crafted this. You actually have people who are book lovers who most people have.
Me.
Yeah, I actually don't.
I'm
lying because I didn't read them all because I'm actually a jerk off like fraud.
You're a little bit,
but
that's okay.
I can appreciate it still and enjoy the films, and I enjoy the actors and actresses in it. It was casted phenomenally.
Oh my god.
And although again long movies, like they're action packed, and that's what I love about it. There's like never a dull moment.
Yeah.
So you're intrigued and engaged.
Yeah. Well, we were talking about it too because my mom is like, how can I still feel anxiety when I know what's I know exactly what's going to happen.
There's still.
But I was saying like it's just so powerful that like you can know what's happening and still feel the emotions that they're trying to make you feel, no matter how many times you've watched it. So, yeah, can't say enough good things. Obsessed, to say the least. Yeah, and it's never gonna end. Like this woman, Suzanne Collins, the author, can literally write for 1,000,000 years with all the stories. Like she's coming out with a new book this year,
intertwined,
about Haymitch, which is like
icon.
one of the victors from District 12. So, yeah, more to come.
More to come on that whole friggin' realm.
Speak of Hunger Games, let's talk about other series.
Yeah, can
that
I
are
can I
necessary.
chime in here because
I'm sorry, I've
you're
been,
not
like, really
educated.
on a
No, but you're
rampage.
not educated on this series.
I know
and
exactly what
I
you're gonna
have
say.
to talk about it because we'd be remiss to not speak on it.
Love
and you're
it.
unfortunately under a rock and haven't consumed this content yet, which is none other than Harry Potter.
Harry. Okay, disclaimer, or not disclaimer, to defend myself.
Yeah.
I said to Erica this year, because I hear that it's good to watch it like in the Christmas season, in the winter.
It's very fall winter coded.
Yeah. So I said to Erica, let's sit down and watch all the movies this year. Do you know what we did instead? We started this podcast. Okay. So cut me some
We've
slack.
been really productive. However, we've attempted to start the first movie. I kid you not, on 3 different occasions when we're either blacked out, super tired, or like it's just not happening. We
No.
don't have the time.
The
And then it
eyes
gets shut
shut
off. Or the eyes
within
shut.
actually
Or
30
we're
seconds.
unconscious. So like there's no in between and we just like can't get it done. We just can't.
No.
But
So you know what? We're putting a pin in that for me, at least. I'll get there eventually.
But
I
for
did-
those of you who are listening, though,
Yeah,
who
yeah.
I'm sure most of you don't live under the rock and that you have watched it and or read the books. And I am not like a nerd like that.
No, it's off.
I'm
it's
a
off
nerd
brand
and
for you.
it's very
Yeah.
off-brand for me is the way I was putting it.
Yeah.
But when I watched those movies, it was during college. It was fall semester of my junior year, and my one roommate, shout out Shelby, you were like, sit down, and we are going to spend every Thursday of the fall semester because it was about 8 weeks, 7 to 8 weeks. I think we had to double up one of the weeks, but we sat down every Thursday and watched one of the films in the series. And it was like something so nice to look forward to. I highly recommend you space them out that way because it just gave you time to process and let it seep in.
And appreciate.
Because again, it's long hours of your life that you're dedicating to it. And it just, my eyes were opened and I was enlightened. And now I like kind of forget what was happening. So I need to go back and watch it and just refresh. But truly just, again, fall, winter, iconic, very much like just a comfort series.
Well, I will say I can appreciate like the time and effort that goes into it. And I did read the first book. I watched the first movie just like literally in the 5th grade.
Yeah, but as they progress, you're just like, it's just so good.
But like even going to like Universal and they have the whole world, like I appreciated it, not even understanding.
I didn't. I was shitting on it. I'm like, what the fuck is this butterbeer? Get the fuck away from me.
Okay, well, I mean more like the architecture and like that type of stuff.
Yeah, but I'm looking at all these dumb fucks running around with wands, and I'm like, this is stupid as shit. And then now I want a wand.
I'm gonna say you're kidding, right? Because you know that like you need it.
Yeah, no, fully. I need to go back to Universal, I think, just to appreciate that more because I really was shitting on it for so many years of life. And now the wool has been pulled from my eyes and I can see clearly.
Yeah. Well,
I can see clearly now the rain is gone. Okay.
You know, over the summer when we went to California, we did the Warner Brothers tour. And there was like the little Harry Potter part and my sister's like running over.
It was a huge part.
Okay, whatever. We go over to like, she goes over to basically like this naked mole rat and she's like, oh my God.
Dobby?
Yes. And I'm like,
how dare she call him a naked mole rat?
I'm sorry.
What a cardinal sin that is.
Well, once I'm educated, maybe I won't do that again.
Yeah, well, spoiler alert, when he passes into the night, you're going to be really devastated.
Why the fuck did you just do that?
I said spoiler alert.
Well, I thought that was for like the listeners, not me.
You'll forget in 5 minutes. It's
I actually
perfectly okay.
I do have a very powerful like memory. If I want to forget something, I'll forget it.
Yeah. I'm confident that squirrel, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
All right, moving along.
So one other series that I feel everyone can relate to having a guilty pleasure for.
Yeah.
Is the Twilight series. They're so bad, but they're so good. Like you can't look, but you can't look away.
So I fear, again, I wasn't an avid book reader apparently.
No, I didn't read them.
But no, so my mom read every single one. She was a Twilight, like whatever they call those fans. Like I don't know what the code name is. But she was a groupie. She's the one who got me into watching the movies because she was obsessed with it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is meant for like teenagers. And like you're like a 45-year-old woman reading these books. Are we okay in the head?
But she was all were,
into it to the max. Like talk about reading the prequels. Like she was reading all of them.
Yeah.
No, very into it.
Listen, you got to give credit where
Again,
credit
the
is due.
cast, that movie has become a part of culture and society.
It is.
Like, it has infiltrated culture and society in a way where, like, people are... Do you see that TikTok trend where people, like, throw pieces of paper in the air and they all have, like, answers written on it, and they make their pet, like, pick one of the papers, and each round is a different topic. So the first round will be like, what's your gender? And then it'll be like, what's your, like, religion? Are you Jacob or
Team Jacob or Team
are you
Edward?
Team Edward? Like, that's how
Oh
much,
my
like, that is so niche
God.
right now. I'm sorry if you are not on TikTok and don't know what I'm talking about, but, like,
I have no idea.
that
what
is
you're
my
talking about, not
point
surprising.
of, again, Patrick Star. But
Yeah.
my point of that, it's so infiltrated society to a point where, like,
It's a
the
trivia
Team
question.
Edward, yeah, it's exactly. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe it. Like, it is just ingrained in us.
Yeah.
In a way that I don't think many other TV or movie, for that matter, have done
Agree.
in the history of time.
Would
Since
agree with that
BC.
one, so felt it had to be mentioned.
Great,
But yeah,
great one.
that's it for me with the series.
I have one last one, and I won't spend a lot of time on it, but I was traumatized watching this as a kid because, again, my mother is very into, like, horror movies and, like, thrillers
Right.
and gory films. Like, Halloween is a big deal in my home, and every, like, what is it? All the different TV channels will have, like, their 30 Days of Halloween that they put on.
Yeah.
And so there was this
31.
31, sorry, I can't count. 30
Come on,
days.
you even know the
30
song.
days, half September, April, June, and November, except for February. It has 28. All the rest have 31.
Like, that doesn't even rhyme. I don't understand it.
And I will never forget it. Thank
Whatever.
you. Shout out first grade, Mrs. Charnas. You're a queen. But this series traumatized me. Like, when I tell you trauma,
I think
from
I know
a
what it is.
young age, when my mother would put this on, like, as background relaxing noise as she's, like, doing stuff throughout the house. And it was Final Destination.
Oh, wait.
So these films are almost like...
That's not what I expected. I thought you were going to say Saw.
That's on my list, but under a different
Okay.
topic and category.
Okay,
We'll get
sorry.
into that later.
Sorry.
But really quick, Final
that.
Destination, if you haven't watched it, is basically like a series of someone in the movie has, like, a premonition that a really tragic bad accident is going to happen, and they try to prevent it. But the whole premise of the movie is that karma is karma, and fate is fate, and what's meant to happen is going to
can't mess with
happen.
it.
So if you avoid it, it's going to come back, and it's going to come back tenfold. So people who initially miss this tragic accident and survive, it comes to get them. And everyone dies in some more horrible way that, as a fucking 10-year-old, I'm like, there's a scene.
Traumatizing.
This is the last I'll say. There's a scene. 2. One where a girl dies in a tanning bed. And I was like, I would not go into tanning bed for, like, a really long time. Like, I was terrified. And then eventually I got
my
over the fear.
God.
But she gets stuck in it and it doesn't open. And she, like, burns to death. And then,
Jesus.
again, it's like you see it all transpiring and you're like, oh my God. And you can't stop it. You just know it's going to happen. And then another scene in the opening of, I think maybe it was Final Destination 2 or 3, where there's this horrific accident where, like those trucks that carry tree.
Oh, the logs.
The logs.
Yes.
The bundles come undone
Yeah.
and logs start flying all over the highway into people's cars, impaling them. Like, everything's going insane. That, I will not drive behind a truck with logs now to this day.
I do remember you
Do you
saying
understand?
that now, yes.
Okay.
I didn't realize it was from that movie, though.
That's my horror origin story.
Yeah, guys, I've heard about the logs for actually 17 years.
Well, now you know. The more you know.
Yeah, thanks so much for sharing.
Welcome, moving on.
So, obviously, you could tell we spend a lot of time watching movies. So, let's talk about the movies that we have rewatched 1,000,000,001 times and still continue to rewatch because
They never get old.
Literally just alive in our hearts every day.
Ready? Do you think we're going to say the same one in tandem?
I don't know what one we're starting with.
You have to think critically right now. Ready?
I mean, I just don't know. There's like 2 ways this could go.
Okay.
Okay.
Don't think of the most recent thing that we watched.
Okay, got it.
Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Parent Trap.
Thank you.
Yes.
We have one active brain cell that works together, and that's about it. So,
Yes. Our childhood, like, period. That's it.
I mean, Lindsay Lohan. 2 words, iconic queen.
Times 2.
Yes.
She actually should have been paid double.
Okay,
triple.
that was First of all, that movie came out in 1998. Brooke last year for my birthday did like a birthday gift surrounding the 25th anniversary of this movie because it was the year that I was born.
Yep.
Yet that movie, again, has transcended time-space continuum to still be relevant today, which again, goes over my head how that's even possible. But Lindsay Lohan played twins at a time where they did not even have the technological capability to actually do that, like CG or anything. She had to actually play two parts, two sets of lines for everything.
Like she's just talking to herself. I mean, like the rest of us.
Dead ass. I mean, go off.
Yeah.
It was actually efficient spend on behalf of the casting agency.
Illegal child labor?
No, yeah, she definitely was working. Oh, motherfucking tape.
I know. Oh, man.
But like, again, amazing film, great quality, and none other than Nancy Meyers produced and directed.
You know, I just recently learned about Nancy Meyers.
Again, Brooke heard the term. It's a big buzzword right now in terms of design and aesthetic and interiors. And Brooke thought that Nancy Meyers was...
What did I think?
I don't know.
I don't know what I thought, but I didn't know who she was.
I think you thought maybe she was a designer.
I feel like it was giving Martha Stewart vibes. Because,
which is intellectual of you, but not right.
Yeah.
Not correct.
No, incorrect. So I have since learned that, she was all over the film industry.
She's done some of your favorites like The Holiday.
Oh, God.
She did Parent Trap. She did, what are some of the other ones that I'm forgetting off the top of my head?
Father of the Bride. We just watched that.
Father of the Bride.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's... Every one of the homes in those movies were Jean.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah. So the other movie that we were just deciding which one was going to be at the forefront. What's the other one? Ready?
3, 2, 1. Bride Wars.
Just watched this for the 1,000th time the other night.
It has to actually be a tally of 1,000 plus. It has to be.
So serious. And
it has to be.
I texted my mom too. We were at my house. We're in the basement. I'm like, oh, we're putting on a movie. Guess what movie it is? Immediately.
Everyone knows it's our movie.
It is our movie. We have watched it over and over and over again since we were children. So it's very emotional for us, kind of.
Oh, the tears definitely
we cry
roll.
every time at the end.
And I'm not a crier. I'm getting softer in the old age now.
You're softening up,
this film just targets the heartstrings in a way that it's not at the end of the day. And this is, again, this movie is ahead of its time because it ultimately was never about finding the right guy or finding the right partner. It's about friendship, which is the premise of our fucking podcast, but truly changed and altered the brain chemistry in a way where it decentered men and recentered good, healthy female friendships.
Yep. And it shows how your life falls apart and crumbles when you don't have your best friend and support system by your side. So
correct. So if you've never seen it, like seriously,
Anne Hathaway, Kate Hudson, need I say more?
What's his name who plays Van in Reba is in it? Kate Hudson's
I don't know the boys' names, but they're both handsome. So one more so than the other, but that's okay.
And that's why at the end of the day, things happen the way they do.
Yeah.
So if you haven't watched it, again, crawl out from under the rock and really put that onto your TV.
Yeah, it transcends all time frames. So doesn't matter. I think there's another obvious. I have two more obvious ones.
I wonder if we can get this one together too.
Okay. Again, like there's two that I have written down.
What did I start this episode with?
Okay.
Oh, wait. Okay, we have two
that's
then.
Different. Okay.
That's different.
Okay, but I know what you're going to say.
Which one am I going to say?
Before you just had the second idea, ready?
Before I had the second idea. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1.
Lizzie McGuire movie.
Like, guys, we cannot... This movie we quote and we talk about probably on a weekly basis.
Genuinely on a weekly basis. We lived out our Lizzie McGuire movie dreams when we studied abroad.
Like we manifested that because of that movie.
Yeah.
It made us want to specifically go to Italy because we're like, no, we must. We didn't go on one of those like...
We didn't go to Rome, unfortunately.
No, the motorized...
Oh, the like
scooters. Yeah, we didn't go on one of those with an Italian man.
I mean, it would have been great to meet a Paolo, but you know.
Well, he was kind of a jerk off, so
I know, but still an experience.
It would have been an experience for sure. Instead, you had a shot of like morphine in your ass, and I had a concussion, so that's how we ended our trip.
Yes,
so we can talk about that at another day.
Yes, put a pin in that story, but one of the most iconic films. You know it, you love it.
The
we
soundtrack.
Don't need to explain it.
Sachet, sachet, like
work.
You
Turn to the
better
left.
work it, girl.
In a tour. Oh,
Give it a twirl.
yeah, there it is.
Do your thing on the runway. Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
just unreal.
I'm freaking out. It's so good. And she's that
know.
snow suit.
Oh my god, like the igloo. She's an igloo. Yeah. And then like the cameos from like the
Mrs.
cartoon.
Ungermeyer lives rent free in my head. I think I'm turning into her.
I think she lives a little bit. Maybe you should start charging her rent. Because,
Like,
yeah, there's some qualities.
Yeah, she's really funny. Oh my god, I love it. Sergey. Like, I can't. We could debrief and psychoanalyze every character.
Wait, no, that when we went to Rhode Island and we went to that hotel, literally the elevator in the hotel was like the one in the Lizzie McGuire movie.
Yes,
with
it's like a
the
cage.
Oh my god, we were living out our dreams.
Yes,
Part 2.
Yes, it was exactly like that.
Yeah.
We thought we were gonna die in that elevator.
A little bit,
really not
scary,
stable.
yeah.
Very old world. But yeah, Liz McGuire movie, a classic comfort film from the childhood. Again, like has so many. You could watch it at any age and be like taking away something from it.
Yeah, I
it's
feel we're due for a rewatch.
It's not a child. It's not a children's film.
No,
Like I appreciate it more as an adult than I do as a child, and I find that about a lot of things.
I agree. Really, the children don't actually understand shit.
No.
And so when you rewatch these films that like, oh, you love them, like, why did you even like them in the first place?
There's things that are funny that you didn't catch as a kid that you're like, oh my God, that's so funny now.
Like, oh my God, that makes so much sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Because you're a buffoon when you're a kid. So.
Right. So let's go with 2 more.
2 more.
The next one we were thinking
Yeah,
of.
we got it.
3,
3, 2, 1. Princess Diaries.
Duh. Mia
And
Thermopolis.
Hathaway. It's making me really happy that
Julie
she's
Andrews.
having a resurgence.
Oh my God, I know.
In the recent times because she took a hiatus for a while. It looks like she's been sucking the blood of children because she looks so youthful, even better than she looked when she was like in her 20s. It's a little alarmed.
Yeah.
She's a common theme in our movies that we like too.
Definitely. I think I need to rewatch maybe Princess Diaries now because
I'm ready for it.
after seeing her in Les Mis, I'm a little disturbed because I was upset the way
Distorted.
that she left me. So
Yeah.
I need to calm my brain.
We should definitely watch Princess Diaries 1 and 2 because 3 is in the works.
Oh my God, I forgot.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do a rewatch.
We do.
My favorite scene, Princess Diaries 2.
The mattresses.
The fucking mattresses.
I mean, how
Raven
iconic.
Simone featured in there as one of the princesses from another country that
Love
doesn't
that.
exist.
Yeah.
Because everyone's from a country that doesn't exist. Genovia?
Genuinely,
Princess
I
of.
I think I really thought Genovia existed for a while.
I think Geneva is the actual country.
Yes,
and
it is.
Genovia is just they just
knockoff.
spun it off. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
knockoff. For whatever reason.
Genovia.
The land I call my home. I thought it was the land that I love, but that's
That's America.
that's America.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
We know that one.
Pivoting, but gotta love that film.
Yes. So last one I feel to mention. I don't know if you're with me.
I don't know if I'm with you either, because I'm one hint.
I'm trying to think of just a line.
Just say it.
The Devil Wears Prada.
Oh,
Duh.
my. Okay, clearly, again,
Anne
Anne
Hathaway.
Hathaway just transcending every film that we're mentioning right now. Clearly, she's amazing.
Right. And then
But-
you bring in Meryl Streep, the icon, the legend, Emily Blunt.
Emily
The
Blunt.
cast, the combination of the 3 of them. And they're also coming out with a sequel, yes?
I thought I heard this, but is
Or
it
is it just about the musical? Because they have the musical is, or I don't know if it's necessarily a musical, but it's on Broadway right now. Not Broadway, but it's
in
in
England.
London. Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe it was.
And
that?
what's
I
her
don't
name?
remember.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I don't
her
know.
name.
I saw her too, but I don't remember her name.
Her name's not coming to mind at the moment.
But yeah, so
anyways.
basically we're gonna have to go back to London to see that play.
Twist my arm.
Yep.
But yeah, no,
they're
that.
also coming out with a Hercules play in London. That gonna need to see that. That was
That's
actually one of my favorite childhood
Disney
movies. I'm
movies.
obsessed with it.
And actually great writing in the movie, so I'd hope that would transcend into the actual play.
Right, and the music, come on. So
Yes, but Devil Wears Prada, we moved on from that way too quickly.
Yeah, sorry,
Hold on,
circling
just go
back.
right back. The belt scene where she talks about the indigo sweater, not the indigo, whatever the color.
yeah, cerulean.
Cerulean.
It is the
sweater.
belt.
There is a belt.
It comes from the belt because she's like, oh, they're just so different. She laughs. No, they're so different. She
Yep.
thinks that they're similar, and then she
that
goes
you
on about
fished
her.
it out of a dump clearance bin, no
Yep.
doubt.
She goes on about her ugly sweater.
I don't know the
and
full monologue. I should with how many times I've watched the mother effing film, but I don't.
Essentially, she ends up the whole thing to say that sweater has been picked by you or picked for you by the people in this room because you're
And you think that you're making a
unfashionable.
choice that doesn't, have anything to do with fashion, when in reality,
It does.
it does.
Yeah.
So get a clue. And
a
she
grip.
eventually does.
Yeah.
And
Also owed to Harry Potter in that movie because that was one of the torturous things that she made her assistant do.
made her go
well,
hunt
okay,
after
wait.
the like manuscripts
Yes,
because
the
the
unpublished,
twins
yeah.
wanted to read the book before it was released.
Let's just if you really don't know what we're talking about, I'm sorry for you, and you need to change that immediately.
We're educating you right now. Go watch it.
Yes.
Go.
But just so you know, it's kind of supposed to be based off of Anna Wintour and Vogue. Okay.
Which I just saw on the Skinny Confidential. They just interviewed someone who worked at Vogue who said it is very closely related to what her work environment was like. So it's not a stretch.
Yeah, I heard that too. So, you know what? It's basically historical fiction.
Like torturous and probably toxic, yes, but reality, unfortunately. So there you go.
Yeah. So I think that about wraps it for me on our personal classic films.
Rewatch. I mean, we could be here for 3 hours telling you about other genres.
This is quite an amended list.
Do we want to go to movies that you must stop and watch if they appear on a TV channel?
Yes. These are very different.
Yeah, mine are going into
they're
we're going into different genre.
Random, but I don't make the rules.
Neither do I.
I just follow them. So
3, 2, 1, shoot.
3, 2, 1. Selena.
You love Selena.
I love Selena. It's a staple in my household. I hadn't actually seen the full movie through for a very long time because it was always just whenever it came on, we would watch it from wherever, we found it and watch the whole thing, whatever. But she's an icon. She's a legend. Jennifer Lopez plays Selena in the movie. And if you don't know, Selena was a trailblazer essentially with Spanish music. So she was a Spanish pop star. Yeah. Icon. So I'm
going to get weird now.
Okay.
In my world. But a movie that comes on that you absolutely cannot pass. And if you haven't watched it, has the best plot twist of all time. I stand by it.
Okay.
Is the movie Sixth Sense.
I've never seen it.
Brooke. That's why I wanted to bring it up because I didn't think that you have.
No, I haven't.
And it is
what is it about?
It's kind of like a thriller mystery type of vibe.
Well, I like that. Yeah.
And it's basically about this therapist, and he's helping this kid kind of rehabilitate, right? Whatever. And I don't want to give away too much because if I say too much, then you might put 2 and 2 together. But it is just such one of those good twists at the end that you're like, and it's not. Is it one of those things
scary. That's a lot of things are connected?
Yes.
Okay, I love that.
It's a little bit ghosts are involved and things like that, but it's not scary. It's just thought-provoking.
I like that.
And at the end, you're like, oh my God, I got to rewatch this because I can't believe that's that's
and then you
want to
watch it with a new lens.
Exactly. And every time you watch it, you pick up something different throughout it that you're like, how did I miss that? So it's just one of those ones that, again, I don't want to give away too much, but such a good film. And I think I just looked it up before and it was made in 98 or 99. So it's old, but it's an oldie but a goodie.
See, when they're good, they're good.
Yeah, can't complain.
Okay. Next one for me is the Titanic. Have to. Because here's the thing. When are you actually sitting down and watching that whole 3 hours? Come on.
No, because you're shooting yourself in the head.
So, whenever I see it, pick it up.
Yeah. You don't need to start you know the story.
Right.
You know what happens in the end. Pick it up anywhere, you're good.
And
you're
stop it anywhere.
Set. Yeah, stop it anywhere. You're set. No,
but
I fear the scene with the old couple holding hands as the water's rising.
I have to leave the room when Jack is chained to the pole and the water's filling up the room. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, talk about anxiety filling again. It's actually not. It's not good.
Yeah.
You know the whole conspiracy behind the Titanic though that everyone keeps talking about, right? It was
I'm not sure.
At the people the company that owned the Titanic knew that it was going to sink. And they it was about a whole insurance issue, and that it was actually a different boat. It was it's called. There was another name. There was another boat in their fleet that they altered to put another pipe on it, so there was 4 instead of 3, so people wouldn't get confused that it was that boat. It was a whole thing basically to fudge an insurance claim, so that way if the boat sunk, they would get the insurance money for it. That's literally like what people are thinking the conspiracy theory is. I'm not explaining it super well. I'm not a theorist. I'm having a stroke. I'm not a theorist, but I have seen some qualms about that, and it's very fascinating because when you think about it, why the fuck would you just slam into an iceberg? Like, there was something wrong with that boat, and people think that like it was like a staged scenario that took place.
I mean, that's so fucked up if it was, because you knew that it was going to go down, and you didn't have enough
There was also a lot
lifeboats?
of really
Come on.
exactly right, and there was a lot of wealthy people on that boat, and a lot of people who were connected, and there could have been a ton of reasons behind it why they would have wanted those people to not be around. So it's very interesting.
I find conspiracy theories very interesting. So,
absolutely,
you know what?
not saying it's true. This is disclaimer, not true information. You take with you take from it what you will.
Yeah. Okay.
But speaking of conspiracies, another great film that if it's on, that I don't think you've watched this, but if it's on, another major twister, you actually see the twist at the end and you're like, wait, I don't even know if I believe that twist. Like, it is that mind effing Shutter Island with Leonardo DiCaprio.
No, I didn't see that one. Oh, you're giving me things to watch.
That'll be a family favorite, I think, because it's again like such a good, like, twisted kind of, again, not scary, just like mind twisting. And
I love that.
So
like
good.
Psychological
thriller. 100%.
I love those.
And at the end you're like, wait, nothing
and then it makes
is what
you
it
question
seems.
Everything.
Yeah, and again, I don't want to give too much of it away.
Yeah, no,
basically Leonardo DiCaprio is like a cop, and he's at this like mental like a psych ward facility on Shutter Island, which is it's an isolated facility, and there's like one way in, one way out type of situation in terms of getting to the actual place, and he's in there investigating something, and things just get a little twisted, sister, and it's so good.
Okay,
and we love Leo.
We love Leo. Well, that was a common theme. Titanic,
he is a common theme.
Shutter Island.
I was pinging off that.
I love that. Okay, so I have one more that I thought of.
Okay.
There's others.
Again.
I just,
go on and on.
The Blind Side.
Have to do it.
Sandra Bullock.
Sandra and Michael. I don't know what his real name.
Michael Orr. I don't know his real name.
Lily Collins.
Lily Collins. You love her.
I do, and I didn't even bring up that other film yet.
Don't worry, it's on my list.
Great.
But yeah, The Blind Side is like that perfect mix of heartwarming and heartbreaking. And you just have to.
I'm sorry to burst your fucking bubble, Glinda, but literally, like, I also heard that the family in real life stole all of Michael Orr's money.
There's like a lawsuit going on.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Which is tainting the film for me a bit, but.
Listen, it's not the film's fault. And we don't really know what happened, right? It's all going to get settled in court. And who even knows what the real truth is? Because you never fucking know. So let's hope that there's kindness in people's hearts. And I would like to say, regardless of financial situations, I'm sure both Michael and the family are doing fine financially, regardless of the situation. And if he was homeless and they took him in, like, that's enough for me to be like, you know what, it's okay.
Yeah, no, like, I'll let it slide for now.
It's all right.
I'll let it slide.
Yeah. Anyway, do you have any others?
No, I'm ready to get weird.
Okay, let's get weird. Let's get weird. So, if you can't tell, we're weirdos. We have some weird niche.
Yeah.
Ideas.
Yeah. I don't know. Mine aren't even like that weird, but.
Well, these are, okay, so preface. Yeah. These are going to be weird movies that we love. Not necessarily both of us. Each of us love that no one else really does.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is more like my unexpected wild card category right now. So for me, again, other people do love it, but like not anyone of my demographic. And it is the John Wick series.
What the fuck is that?
John Wick is played by Keanu Reeves. Icon, black hair, long black hair. You know him. You know who he is.
I have to look him up.
You have to look him up. Once you see him, you're going to say, got it. There's literally 4 movies and counting. They're, I think, producing another one. They're always going to be on a United flight, too. So never fear. When you're on a long flight, you got the John Wick series covered. Okay?
And what is it about?
It's an action film. Like, he was a retired assassin who unfortunately gets targeted, and his wife had just recently passed away from like illness, and he gets targeted, and someone comes in and like kills his dog. That's how the whole series starts off, and that's his straw. That's a camel. That's the we got it. Stroking. That's the straw that breaks the camel's back, and he goes full ape shit on everyone, and that then gets him back into his like career again, which he was fully detached from. But when you're in that and then detach, you can't come back and think you're gonna leave again. So that's why he gets like roped into all this shit. And there's 4 motherfucking movies.
Wow.
So
yeah,
again,
so you're really,
action packed.
I feel like you're any man's dream. Like,
you would think.
You would think, right? Because I don't know a single woman that would say, "Hey, I love John Wick."
You'd be shocked because they actually have great storylines.
Maybe they're closeted and they don't want to tell us that they like it. Speak up. Sound off in the comments if you like John Wick, okay?
You know what, ladies, and maybe the one gentleman that's tuned in. You know what?
I think it's great of you.
I don't know what I know, but I know that I like it.
That's great. I think that's great. Just like my sister loves the Marvel movies. I'm like, again,
that I was kind of held at gunpoint to get into, and then I did start to like it. The only ones that I will actually rave about that I think the writing is phenomenal and the storyline is good is Guardians of the Galaxy. That's the only series within the Marvel universe that I genuinely. I also like Iron Man too because we love what's his name that plays it?
Cards.
Yeah, what's his name though?
You're trying to downplay it. You're in it.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Robert Downey Jr.
Yes.
I almost said Downey Scott something. Robert Downey Jr., Iron Man.
Downey Scott.
Also, Gwyneth Paltrow stars in those. So that's a great one too. So Iron Man.
That's good. You know what? I do.
And Guardians.
I enjoyed. What did I watch? I'm
more of a nerd than I thought.
I know it's really coming out. It's becoming very clear.
Showing all my.
You're showing your
facets.
Yeah. I can't remember the one that it is, but it's like with the Avengers and like the world ending, something like that.
Endgame?
Yes, that's it.
Yeah, the world ending.
I knew you would get it. Okay.
Unfortunately.
Great. So, a weird movie that I like that no one else seems to like. Anytime I ask someone to watch it with me, they're like,
"It's gonna be so fucking dumb." I know it.
You never watch it with me. No one ever watches it with me.
Go.
Silver Linings Playbook. I love it. It's Jennifer Lawrence, which if you know me, you know I'm absolutely obsessed with Jennifer Lawrence. She's my favorite.
You have a love affair with J-Lo.
I do. Like,
I don't blame you. She's phenomenal.
She is my number one. Yeah. So that's number one reason. Number two, I freaking love Bradley Cooper. Come on.
Yeah.
I mean, and the two of them together, it makes me happy.
Can I give you one that pivots off of this?
Yeah.
A Star is Born.
Okay, well, that's not weird. Everyone
loves
that.
It's not weird. I
know. It's a remake of a classic, and it's amazing.
But that's what I'll tolerate. I don't want to watch The Silver Linings.
Listen, Silver Linings Playbook is weird. It's funky. They're both kind of fucked up. Not kind of. They're very fucked up. They're mentally ill. And it's whacked out. But I love it for some reason. So
yeah, I was thinking.
I can't
see what
venture
else on your
to
list. Do you have
explain
anything else outlandish?
No, I have something that I find weird of you that you like.
Okay. Tell me now.
Stuck in Love. Because as you can tell, right, Erica's like, oh, action-packed, horror, psychological thriller. And then, like, one day, like, she confesses to me and is like, this is, like, my favorite movie ever. I watch it, like, by myself. Stuck in Love. And I'm like, you little closeted rom-com.
So little closeted horror. No, yeah, I love this movie. It does star the dad from
The last
song. Can't think of his name right now.
God.
And it has Lily Collins in it. And I forget what the brother's name is. Rusty. He was in the Naked Brothers band. I literally cannot think of his name in real life.
He was also from
Nate Wolf. Something Wolf.
Okay, probably Nathan Wolf, I think.
Nathan Wolf, maybe? Okay.
He was also in The Fault in Our Stars.
Correct.
Depressing as fuck.
So, yeah, that can't even get into. Can't even speak on that. So we're going to have to move along. But Stuck in Love, great I don't even want to call it a rom-com because to me, again, the premise of it is not at the end of the day to like find romance or find love. It's about finding people that care and support you, and that's what will bring you back to your roots and like will keep you stable. And that's when at a time in my life things felt very unstable. When I watched that film, it made me feel like calm and reassured that like things will be okay. And that's why it was like very much like
Erica.
it definitely like imprinted on me because it was
Look at you.
It caught me at a very dysfunctional time. So that was.
Wow, you sound like you've been going to therapy. Like you just really psychoanalyzed that whole attachment.
I haven't, but I've thought about it recently about why I actually like the film and why I'm so attached to it, and that's why.
That's a lot better than me just being obsessed with two actors.
And you also calling me a jerk off for liking it and saying that it's weird. So you know what?
No, I don't think it's weird. I just thought it was weird at the time because it was very out of character.
Okay. Yes, out of character for sure.
That's all.
Weird.
It's not a weird film. I do enjoy it. So,
I understand.
Yeah. Anyway.
You can call me weird for liking the Saw movies, though.
Yeah.
That you can call me weird for.
That's fucked up. You can call me weird for literally constantly quoting movies. For context, everyone, I literally grew up quoting movies that I'd never even seen in my life because that's just what my family does. We quote movies all the time. So, yeah.
I don't even watch a fraction of as many movies as this family does. Not even a fucking sliver.
Listen, I'm a couch rotter, and what do you do on the couch? You watch fucking movies.
You're massive rotters.
And you know what? We also,
in the best way, like, in the best way. Seriously.
Listen, you need to unplug. That's how I unplug. Escaping reality.
The movie comes on, I'm in for 30 minutes, my eyes shut.
No, you've gotten better with that. If you don't start it at 1 a.m, you're fine. Every time that we start a movie lately, we're unconscious, comatose.
Yep.
Yeah.
2 a.m.
We actually started watching Burlesque.
Burlesque!
We still have to finish. We did...
Beautiful! Beautiful, 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 beautiful. The girls are whipping their hair back.
We did several dances, 2 songs from Burlesque. We only realized that.
We did one dance that had 3 songs.
No, but then when we started watching the movie, there was another song, Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend,
that we were like, Marilyn,
we're like, oh my God, that was in this movie too. So, yeah. We did a whole...
Our dance teachers must have sat down in a room together and said,
this is what we're doing.
Burlesque era.
Well, yeah, we had a whole burlesque themed dance that
with slutty costumes and everything. It was great.
Yeah, it was amazing.
That was our first costume that we actually liked because we were notorious for looking Hain de la Hain.
Yeah,
for years.
Yep.
Kara, thanks for that.
Thanks so much. Thank you.
Fucking gauchos on repeat.
No, actually gauchos. Literally all the way through to my senior
the most
year.
Unflattering fucking costumes. Fucking ball and chains attached to my ankle. You need to seek help.
Green food coloring on my tongue. Was that necessary?
Contacts? White contacts. For light 'em up.
I actually could have lit up and tripped off the stage onto a judge. People were getting these contacts from China. That's not safe to put in your eye.
I actually have probably retina damage from those.
Yeah, you said your eyes need lubrication, so maybe that's why.
15 years later? No, actually 10.
So,
but regardless, we're
anyway.
taking you down a memory train.
Anyway, so as much as I love to rot on the couch and watch movies, we also love to go to the actual movie theater.
Yes. Bring back going to the movie theater. And I think it is. I've been seeing it a lot more. Yeah. And I think AMC's ticket sales are popping the fuck off. We prefer Marquee by us because they have the recliner chairs. But I feel like AMC's probably the most popular amongst the masses.
We've gone to the AMC too because it's just a little bit further, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Have a recliner, will come.
And bring snacks in tow.
Yes, but I also, it's one of those things, just like the airport, it's I like to purchase my snacks there. I'm balling out. I'm getting the Coke. I'm getting the popcorn. I'm getting
the candy,
Sour Patch.
The cookie dough bites.
Oh, I love the cookie dough bites.
Pretzels and cheese.
Bunch of Crunch, if you know, you know. I feel like that's niche. I feel like not a lot of people like that.
Yeah. Well.
But, yeah. You know.
Don't buy Sour Patch Kids the next time. I'll bring them.
Right on.
Yeah.
brother.
So, yeah, make it definitely a fun event for yourself because there's finally good films being produced again.
Oh my gosh,
We were in a drought for years.
We were. It was, you know what? I feel like we've always loved going to the movies. So COVID was...
Set us back 10 years.
It was tough. And it was a while until people could, like, go back to the movies. So we've come back full
better
force.
than ever.
Yep. We
so
are
happy.
Showing up, showing out. I mean, I think Wicked probably...
no, I
really
think
brought
the
it all
Barbie
back.
movie set us off.
Oh, yeah. And
for the
Oppenheimer, that
races.
whole thing.
Yeah. Like, fuck Oppenheimer, but yeah.
I know, but it was it
was a thing. It was
boys
a thing.
and girls had their...
Boys and girls,
Yeah.
respectively. Yes, no, but Barbie movie definitely just, like, altered everyone's brain chemistry and just brought movies back, I felt like, in a big way. And I'm here for it.
I totally agree.
And now writers don't go on strike again.
Please, yeah.
I know that was TV shows, but still.
It still deeply affected our livelihood. So, please don't do that. But guys, clearly we really don't watch a lot of movies, so I think you need to leave some recommendations for us.
Yeah, like I think
let us
maybe
know what you're watching.
Feel free to let us know what you're watching, what you enjoy, or if you agree with us on any of the above topics that we just
or like
mentioned.
Give us your weird one-off movies that you're obsessed with and no one else relates to, and I bet you someone else will relate once you put it out there.
1,000%.
So, I mean, people who love Silver Linings Playbook, like, please stand
Come
up.
to the stand?
Yeah.
Yeah. People who love the Saw movies, please come to the stand.
Okay.
John Wick? Can I get a John Wick? Can I get one?
I'm unsure. I'm very curious to see, though. But listen, guys, whatever you're watching, enjoy it because
it's just not that serious.
Get your popcorn and your Coke.
Happy watching.
Rot on the couch. Bye-bye.